Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze.
Let's love.
The wind's blowing like it's howling.
What is that?
It feels like the Sleepy Hollow.
Oh,
Who's
what is it?
that
Who's
riding
that?
down the street? It's the one
And it got the...
So headless horseman's going down on you.
Bam Bones. What was his name? Banger Boner.
It's Bing Crosby.
I know. Your voice is so hurting my ears today.
Your apartment's very live. Y'all, welcome to Reality
I don't
Gaze.
love your entire Navy ensemble today. I wish you'd worn a different pair of pants.
I don't love your sour expression, your sour soul, and your smelly used tire ass. Let's start the show.
I need input. I don't like it.
What do you mean input?
I don't know. I just wish you'd worn two different colors.
Oh, you don't need input. No, not in my life. We'll keep it just for the show. Just for the show. I'm not paying you to life coach me. But y'all, if you want to get life coached by Poodle, come at it because he just spent money on a computer and he needs to get paid.
Saying that. I did spend a lot of money on a new computer.
Y'all, this is
welcome to Reality Gaze.
happily ever after.
Hi.
Hey.
Part 2. Episode 1, Part 2.
Of season
Be
6.
careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
You just might get it.
You just might get it.
Do you notice our light keeps changing because it's cloudy?
Clouds
in the
keep
sky?
going by, so our camera, thank God, is a good camera.
As the clouds roll by. I don't think that's a song.
I liked it.
I don't know.
Just so you know, if you're saying, wait, video, for people that are watching on our Reality Gaze Intimate Portrait for the $15 tier people.
Intimate Portrait, Sarah Ferguson.
Sarah Ferguson.
No, I'm just thinking about how it'd be Lifetime Intimate Portrait,
Oh.
Sarah Ferguson.
What was the intimate portrait that really like moved you?
Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember it.
Boy, the fact that you said that so quickly without
Rapid fire.
thinking, that is gay.
Tell me your husband's gay without telling me your husband's gay. His favorite intimate portrait. Number one, he has a favorite.
Yes.
Or he can name more than 4 Audrey Hepburn movies that aren't probably like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I've only seen
Sabrina.
I've only seen My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady. That aren't those.
I should watch Sabrina. I would like that.
Sabrina's wonderful.
I've literally only seen My Fair Lady, my only Audrey Hepburn movie I've ever seen.
You've seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
No, I've never seen it. I just saw the last little bit where she's
This
like,
is so stupid.
should I watch it?
You know, that's not even a question to have. Of course you should.
Oh, you know what I saw is coming out on Netflix next month?
What?
Land Before Time. I thought of you.
I can get my own green food.
You really enjoyed that movie.
That dinosaur was a bitch. That little one? What was its name?
I don't know.
It was a bitch.
We should continue, or otherwise somebody bless somebody's heart. They wrote a review and they said, I love these guys. They're so fun, but I have to fast forward the singing. And I went, so you only get like 3 minutes of show?
Or the announcements.
Or the
Y'all,
announcements.
this is us settling in.
Sorry, y'all. This is us.
This is us sitting in
You can't
armchairs in my living room.
In his living
like
room.
We're gay tailgaters.
Because he doesn't have his furniture yet.
Watching Antiques Roadshow.
Yes. Well, you get that cabinet, Gerald. You get it.
No, the reason why we are in fucking lawn chairs with a blanket underneath us is because we're trying to get the lighting right in my apartment.
And of course, the clouds are rolling by very quickly, so the light sucks right
now. But it was
the
great.
wind's blowing.
It was great in my old apartment because it was kind of a consistent light.
No one cares. No one cares.
Anyway, we're in lawn chairs. Get over it.
It's true.
I won't.
I don't think we have any announcements, do we? It really
and they're
makes me
very uncomfortable.
It's so
they make a lot of noise.
Every time you move, they squeak. Can you hear?
Make a lot of noise.
Yeah. So, hey,
Is that children?
we do have no, it's just the ghost of the wind blowing, going, Marys. Y'all, we do have an announcement in that we put up our Bi-Curious for this month up, and it's Extreme Sisters. I loved it. I'm all for Poodle, and I'm covering the whole show. He's still on the fence. That's why we did it as a Bi-Curious.
I'm still pretty grossed out by the whole thing.
It was so good.
I thought about it all night long. It took me out. I was still kind of, if you notice in the show, if you listen to the Bi-Curious, I was still kind of processing my my feelings about it. It took me about 20 minutes to get into the show.
It did take you.
And then because I could talk about the other two sister couples.
It was Anna and Lucy.
It was the Australian identical twins.
Twins with OCD that have to do everything the same.
No,
y'all.
not just OCD, undiagnosed mental illness.
Yes.
Untreated mental illness.
But you can have that. It's acute.
Yeah.
Mental
Yes.
illness.
The less said, the better. I'll just have
Y'all, they have a boyfriend, and
flashbacks.
everything that boyfriend does to one, he has to do to the other.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Follow the leader.
Again, I'm going to say it again. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't want
to eat my sister's box.
Yeah, I don't want to watch my brother get his balls fiddled with.
Let's talk about the show.
Let's talk about this show.
Who do we start first?
Y'all, if you love this show.
This is part 2. We've already talked about Angela and Michael.
If you love this show, leave a 5-star review and say, keep going, Queens. We appreciate it.
And if you don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Don't. Call your sister and bitch about it. Save it for that.
There's plenty to do with your time.
Plenty. Let's talk about, should we just do it?
Jump into a lake in Italy.
Yes.
So this is another returning couple who haven't been. Should I turn more towards you? I feel like
turn wherever you
I feel
want.
like I'm just addressing the camera.
It does feel like we're in this is literally like the morning AM show for
the saddest morning show ever.
Yeah, for Creed, Colorado.
Or what?
That's a town.
Or somewhere
Beautiful
in
town.
New Mexico where two queens are just broadcasting from a basement.
Yeah,
I've still got a legal pad.
like a suburb of Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't even
That's
know
not New
what's
Mexico,
there.
but that's okay.
It's Arizona.
Yeah.
Aren't they all the same?
They seem to me. I think New Mexico
They're
is
not
a
the
lot
same.
more turquoisey,
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
more witchy.
I think you would really get into New Mexico.
I think I would.
And fall in love with
I think I would be a lesbian.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
just live as a lesbian.
You would love that.
Somehow, I wouldn't be able to give up dick, though.
Oh,
that would be the problem.
That'll get you.
Yeah.
kind
But
of.
everything else, I'd rather live
Today is
lesbian.
Lesbian Appreciation Day.
Is it?
It is.
Well,
One of my
I appreciate lesbians.
I do too. God, lesbians have saved the gays
I know.
and the rest of it. If you ask me.
I don't ever want to do a production without a lesbian in charge.
Few people are powerful than a lesbian. Maybe then you get a lesbian of color. Bitches move mountains. Mountains. We love you. We appreciate
Look
you.
and move mountains.
So, but who needs a mountain when you're sitting at a pier? Which is what Natalie is
With
doing.
a French song. Oh, los caprices ont mardi. Oh, and I think, has Natalie gone somewhere? Has she moved away from Mike?
Yeah, it's like, is she in
Maybe
Paris?
she's not with him anymore. And then here comes fucking Yeti-looking motherfucker. He's like, hey, is that my hot girl?
Hey.
And so she's come up from the day from Skvim.
Sequum.
From Skvim. And she surprised him in Seattle where so it's almost like Gatsby. She's Gatsby gazing across for what she could want.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful, Mike.
Because obviously she wants to live in Seattle.
Oh, yes.
Natalie wants the American dream of what she thinks is the American dream of being somewhat famous, living the good life in the city.
Poodle, what do you think the real American dream is?
Owning a McDonald's franchise.
Larry, are you there, Larry? Because he'll blow you for a month for free McDonald's.
I think that's in general what it is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and getting like my mother, paying the lowest price that she can possibly pay at like a Walmart.
Oh, wow.
Going to 4 different stores.
Oh, it just got so bright in here.
That's what I'm saying.
The clouds are rolling by.
But paying the lowest price, or knowing what the price of a 6-pack of Diet Coke is at every grocery store.
So if I asked her, she could tell me?
She can tell you. She can tell you what she can get a 12-pack of Diet Coke for.
Cool.
Mother Poodle can quote that shit, y'all.
Wow. Okay, so they go over their 90 days, and they talk, and Mike's like, well, it was a tough 90 days.
It's as riveting as last season.
And Natalie just says, nightmare.
So I wrote down, who are these people who look like they are happy?
Not Mike and Natalie, we know.
This is false advertising.
Yes.
They hate each other's guts last season.
And y'all, you can see it in the tell-all. They can't stand one another.
This is the thing. They don't need to be on this show. They have a visceral dislike of the other.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they play kind of nice on the cameras. And I think I wrote down also, was there any part of you that was hoping her K1 would get denied? Next question. So, again, this is either the worst and the most conflicting storyline ever, or some of this is sculpted and massaged.
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
Your eyes look so green in this light with the green shirt.
Thank you.
They look really nice.
Thank you. Yours look nice, too. I just wish this was less navy.
Well, I like it. So here's the deal: is that
move.
Oh, God. The producer asked Mike and says, "So." Because they had the wedding, and the producer said, "So what brought you to this point of canceling the wedding the day of?" And Mike says,
refuses to say.
"I'm not talking about that. This is Mike's problem.
This is what a reality show is.
This is what a reality show is, and this is Mike's problem: is he never talks about what's really going on.
Right?
You know what? Do you think Natalie knows why he canceled? I don't think Natalie knows. I don't think he's talked to her about that.
The short answer is that he
Woke up that day and decided I couldn't get married.
Well, he said that's for me and me only.
It's for me and me only.
Yeah. So, in other words, you're never going to have all of me, Natalie.
So he's exactly.
Yeah.
Because I do think I realize. I think Mike. A lot of this is Mike doesn't want to be won or owned. I think he's got a bit of that in him. I never thought of it before, but it kind of made me think of it.
When did his dad pass?
I don't know.
I don't know if he ever saw...
Died in a butter factory.
He fell into the vat of butter. He was churning and churning and yearning and yearning, then he died.
Churning and yearning, then he... I should say... Now, we don't know how his father passed.
How his father died.
And it might have been very tragic. So let's not assume he fell into the butter vat.
Y'all, if you're churning and yearning, stay away from butter.
That's awful. You should be ashamed of yourself, but I'm laughing. Churning and yearning till he died. I don't think they churn butter anymore.
I don't think they do. Well, they do in factories, right?
I don't think they churn it.
Come at us if you work in a butter factory.
I know we got somebody. We got coal miners.
Somebody just went, wah! And dropped a bunch of parquet all over a conveyor belt.
Parquet. Today's show's already off the rails. I got the giggle. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be hard. Oh. You're already crying. Churning and yearning.
Bruce Tracy.
Why am I laughing? Okay, dry it up. Dry it up. We have to do this.
Okay.
They are 6 months married.
This 6 months marriage.
And they're taking this weekend trip to Seattle. So basically, this is 3 months. No, wait. This is 3 months. They are 6 months.
It's been 6 months since we saw them last.
Yes, thank you.
They've been married for 6 months. And they're in. They didn't really have a honeymoon, I guess. They kind of explained with everything. So this is them having nice time in Seattle,
and
which sounds like a nice time in Seattle. It's like they couldn't make Sleepless in Seattle, and they didn't have a budget, and so they filmed
from the people who bought you Sleepless in Seattle. Welcome to nice time in Seattle.
Meg Ryan said no, so they got Natalie.
You do get some sleep.
You
just have a nice time in the afternoon.
No Tom Hanks. It's just Mike. But at the end, they did get a cameo from Kathy Najimy.
Was she in that movie? I've never seen that movie.
She would do it. Sleepless in Seattle.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, it's cute. It's a good movie. It's a good romantic. That'd be a good watch movie.
It'd be good because I've never seen it before.
It's good. It's not Sleepless in Seattle. Oh wait. Yes, Sleepless in Seattle is very good. I was confusing that with...
You Got Mail?
Please tell me you haven't seen that.
No.
Okay,
it's the shop around the corner.
Don't see that.
Yeah.
And
also, She Loves Me and The Perfumery and all that.
Yeah. Sucking Dippity.
No, that movie needs to die.
Y'all, if you like the movie Serendipity,
people do.
You've got to read. You not want to process that.
You need to. You've never lived in a real world.
That's true. We've got to move on.
Or P.S. I love you. Don't get me started. P.S. I hate you.
So Natalie has a wedding ring. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. We have to. So. They're in Seattle, and Natalie says, I feel like being in the mountains is so long.
Someone is screaming in the woods all the time, and I'm scared.
And Mike's like, everybody screams in the woods.
What's the big deal?
You're from the woods, Poodle. Do people always scream in the woods?
Strangely, yes.
Okay.
But it's usually things like timber
okay.
or people saying, get away from that hive of bees.
Oh, okay.
Or bears coming.
Okay.
But I will say, you can just picturing Natalie sitting there huddling because she's cold, and just you hear, and you hear it's like screaming in the background, her going, I just imagine her just being terrified of any noise she hears in the woods.
For sure.
So so basically she's like, so love, I must ask you, why are you not wearing a ring? And I went, here we go. Mm-hmm. Same old problems. Mm-hmm. And the reason why he's not wearing a ring is because I think they got rid of the ring that he gave her, so they really didn't have rings at all.
They never really said that. They talked so much about the ring, but they never said what happened to her ring.
He give me ring back.
So he probably hawked it.
She bought her own ring for $3 that she loves.
I bet his ring was a family ring, and he doesn't want to give it back to her.
Possibly.
But he got married to her, but he doesn't want to give her back that ring. Process that.
There's the amount of sadness.
It's just
between these two people. Anyway,
so yes, she bought a $3 ring,
and she wants him to wear another kind of it. He's like, no, so people can know that you are married to me.
This is not a hard ask.
It is. I agree with you. It is not. And I think after a while, he comes around to it pretty quick.
Would you wear a wedding ring?
I don't like rings.
But would you wear a wedding ring then?
It bothers me when I play piano.
What if
I don't wear watches.
Do you take it off when you're playing piano?
No, I wouldn't wear one. But I don't like it because I don't like things on my hands.
Okay. Would you want your husband to wear a wedding ring?
Yes. But here's the thing. Let's be clear.
Wow.
If he asked me, I would always wear it when he was around.
Okay. Well, So here's the thing. If you don't like wedding rings, I would say, well, honey, why don't we just get a tattoo ring? Then it doesn't bother your hands when you play the piano.
But then it's unsightly. How about this? I tell you I'm yours forever and you believe me.
Yeah, the wind blew on that one. The wind, literally, Jake said that, and like a ghost, the wind went.
No, I get it because she wants a physical sign that he is taken, and to me, it doesn't seem like a hard ask.
I don't think it's much more that he's taken. She wants a physical sign that he's letting her know, I'm committing to you, and I won't drop you like a hot potato like I tried to do before. I think it's less about him being.
No. She even said that. She's like, I want people to know. That
well, yes. That I forgot. She does not trust him. She always thinks
that's
that
the
cheated.
thing.
She's crazy. She's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. This is for anyone else, but Natalie. I would think it was that they wanted something to share for the two of them.
Yes.
No, she wants the women in his office to know he's married.
But I just want to say,
it's not a hard ask though.
They've been married 6 months, and Mike didn't buy her a wedding ring.
I agree. It's
so
shitty.
She bought her own.
It's
for
shitty.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's fucking shitty.
It's shitty. So he says, yes, I will get a ring. Like everything with Mike, you have to come at him like 10 times.
At the end of the day, it's not about the ring. It's just about love and respect. And I'm like, then why don't you love and fucking respect her and talk to her and communicate her in a respectful way?
They don't know how to do that. Neither one of them can do that.
Why don't you go suck a beaver's tail, Mike?
What? Not even possible.
Well, whatever.
Suck a beaver's tail?
Suck a beaver's tail.
No thanks.
Churning and yearning.
No more churning and yearning. Parquet. Butter.
Oh man!
I'll never forget when your father didn't come home from the butter factory that night.
It's terrible.
You put it in my mind. But she's still so loyal to the dairy lobby.
Oh, and it probably was.
So
it was probably earned butter, and she can't smell dill now to this day.
Stop. We're being awful. I like it how I have a response to this, but the things that we've said, the awful things we've said about people, I don't have a problem at all.
Okay.
So y'all, we're going to a new store.
We're going to
Stargazers. Which is this crazy ring shop with crystals and did you catch this woman's name?
Bijan. Like
Bijan. Bijan.
And so
Bijan. Bijan. And she asked them when they come in, are you on a mission or an adventure? This is the perfect place for Natalie, who believes in energies, and Mike, I believe in aliens. Yeah. So they're walking in, and he's like,
Mike
is like, well, I believe in space aliens. We're all space dust. And Natalie's like,
and
I believe in the energy.
I believe in the energy.
But I'm also Christian Orthodox.
I questioned myself again because I went, holy fuck, Mike. I believe in science, and I believe we're all space dust and energy.
Oh yeah, I think Mike believes in science too.
I think that's what the only thing he believes in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that's the only redeeming thing about him.
When he says energy, he means scientific energy. When Natalie says energy,
Natalie's thinking about laws of attraction and what rose quartz does for her body.
And I honestly am thinking like the energy and like kind of the magic of Jesus. Not magic, but that word of like
Jesus magic.
But like that God in Christ can do things that no one else can do.
Yes, which is interesting. In Orthodox faith, it's pretty reactionary. So energy would be religion. Anything you would think would hold any type of Christian energy or Jesus would be an idol. So it is.
And as Aunt Peggy says, when I said, well, if Dad believes in Jesus or whatever, we can't believe in those false idols. That's what he says in the book. He'll smite us. I mean, God loves you. He loves you.
He'll smite
but
you.
he'll burn you.
He'll
smite
smite
you.
you.
He'll burn
He'll
you good,
smite you.
baby. Burn you good for an eternity. You better not get them idols.
Dog baby, you gonna burn.
Exactly.
You want some pie?
You want to...
Some chocolate cake.
Cream of chicken, cream, casserole. I got cream on it.
Cheese, cream of chicken, casserole.
Someone just tweeted with
It's got
that
Ritz crackers
and they
on
said,
it.
casserole with cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, and cream of cream. I'm dead. And I'm like, that's the casserole she made.
Cream of cream.
It was good.
Just cream.
Just cream.
So Bijan by Jan, I don't know.
She says, it was immediately clear to me that they have so much love and a lot of potential for relationship stuff.
And that's when I stopped trusting Bijan.
That's what I mean.
I would not listen to a single word Bijan says.
No.
No more Bijan.
And then, what was this talk of the... Because they started talking about the Queen of the Night.
You are my queen of the night. And then it got dirty.
And he was like, yeah.
I think they were looking at incense or some type of... I want candles with pheromones.
It's true.
With pheromones to help our
Oh,
sexual...
they had a Queen of the Night candle.
Yes.
Oh, it's Queen of the Night.
Oh,
Which
you're
made
my
me
queen
think
of the
a
night.
Mozart.
Oh, I went to Whitney
You went to
Houston.
Whitney. I don't know if we can sing Mozart, Queen of the Night, yet in your new place. That's not the original key, is it?
No.
The original key's high.
Yeah, why don't you try it? I'll tell you. That's awful.
Isn't that the key?
It's very high though, but down 2 octaves, like. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Mary's. But it's normally like a high E, y'all.
Yeah, it's like
You
it's
hear
like
the commercials a lot.
That's what it is.
But it's not there. It's not.
Uh-huh.
It's high.
It's a high F.
Can't do it.
No, it's a high F. It's
Can't
very,
do it.
very high coloratura aria.
Anyway, who gives
You will
a
not
shit?
be my daughter anymore, is what the translation is. A
So-
rage aria.
So Bijan pulls out it. She's like, "This is hemoite or whatever. It's good
Hematite.
For hematite. It's good for masculine."
God, I'm
and,
so woo-woo. I know that.
Oh, you are woo-woo.
I hate myself.
And then my favorite part is that she picks out a ring for Mike, and then Mike and Natalie kiss, and Bijan just kind of looks at them and goes,
This was such an awkward moment.
"I'm going to
in
go
the
on my
store.
break."
Yeah. I need to go smoke a clove.
And it was a weird store, and I actually thought, could you get me a glass of water, please? Because I actually contacted the store owner, and I just wanted to see who actually in Seattle. This is a weird store. Oh, and she's here. Come on in, store owner. Come on, wait, store owner. Where's your wig? Don't you normally have a wig, Dee Dee? Yeah. Glad we're doing this live. Do some. I don't know why, but y'all, Dee Dee Rivette is here again. I don't understand why she's in Los Angeles so much, but maybe she'll answer. But here she is.
My hair's not looking as good as it normally does. So, Jimmy, give me a little grace on that, okay?
Dee Dee, that's a very different wig than the one you had last time. You went from a Suzanne Plachette black to a Cameron Diaz blonde.
Yeah, who says Dee can't change up her looks? I mean, I'm a vibrant woman in my 60s. I mean, 50s. I mean, 40s.
Oh, how do you like our new chairs, Dee Dee?
I sell something like this at my store in Scrim called Our Defense. But this is a model that I wouldn't sell because it's gonna break any moment.
It's gonna break any moment. Now, so how did you come to Stargaze? We didn't know you're into energies.
Let me tell you about you know what energy Dee's into? Green money. So I was trying to expand my business in Seattle because my late husband Arthur died of natural causes.
Okay.
Drowning in a bathtub.
Okay.
I wasn't around.
Okay.
Not poisoning.
Stargazers, easy.
Where am
Focus. Stargazers.
Sorry, I had a
Stargazers.
had a mole somewhere. I was waiting in the sissy's kitchen.
Oh,
back
okay.
there. Yeah. So Molson Ice. So stargazers. My husband, late husband Arthur.
Yeah, we got that.
Late husband Arthur always wanted me to expand my business to Seattle.
Okay.
And he always said, Didi, I want you to shoot for the stars.
Oh.
And so I said, okay, Arthur, I'm going to look in there, and wherever you I'm going to follow your advice. I'm going to get a place. I'm gonna open up a place that's my own in Seattle, because that'll mean I'll be in the big city.
So you were attracted to the name Stargazers. Did you know that Stargazers was a energy and crystal shop?
Not familiar. I thought it was the place.
What do you think it was?
What do you look at? It's like a place where you go look at telescopes, and you know, or even more so, it's a place where you go look at like Hollywood memorabilia, because it's very famous.
Stars, so
like
people
Hollywood stars. Yeah.
Oh, so do you expect?
Because like, what's that thing that just happened? I was in telling you today, and everyone was like, "Yeah, blah blah."
The
Things
Oscars.
are closed. What?
The Oscars.
No, not familiar. That's not it.
Didi,
all of them were on the road, acting a fool, really.
But Didi, have you ever?
You know the last good movie I saw?
What?
The Sting.
The Sting.
Robert. No.
The Sting.
With Robert Redford.
Okay.
And you know what? He was never sexier.
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't. Didi, I just need you to hurry, do your commercial so you can leave.
You know, let me tell you about Stargazers.
Have you been inside Stargazers? Have you met Bijan?
You know, Bijan or Bijan, I don't know. She's April's sister. The girl who works for me with her daughter Coco. April. You know, April's had a problem with
we know.
We know. But she's so fine now. You know,
Bijan,
she's a good worker.
She fine?
Bijan is like her sister. They grew up on some kind of what do they call it? What do they call them? Polygamous cult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They all were part of it. Bijan is you know what? She's a good girl. She's a little out there.
Didi, what's the ad for this show? What
am I here to talk about?
Did you pay for a commercial?
You know, I'd like to say the check's not going to clear though. So,
Didi, I need you to leave.
You know, you can go at Stargazers and buy 2-for-1 crystals, but only on Tuesday afternoons. Okay?
Didi,
right.
You got to leave.
I'll see you later. Go have the rest of my Molson.
Okay, Didi, thank you so much.
Women shouldn't wear khakis like this. Just
All right, everybody. So there's a little bit of Didi Rivette. Owns everything in Washington, apparently. And apparently she's making good money because she changed her hair.
Oh, God.
Boodle, did you see her new hair?
I did. On the way out, she looked kind of buzzed. So
yelling at her Uber driver, I'm sure.
You don't want to hear what she called him.
Don't want to hear what she called him. Woo. So, okay. So,
where are my notes? Did Didi take them?
They're right there. They do get the ring. I just want to say, they get the ring, and then at the end of it, Mike says, after all of that, yeah, but at the end of it, Natalie's like, it makes me feel secure. So instead of listening and kind of honoring her opinion, he says, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not the most important thing.
It's just, this is
it's
so
gaslighting.
Stupid.
It's
just let her have it.
Let her have it. Let her, you know why? And you know why you would let her have it? Because you love her.
Yeah.
You want her to, you want her, God, we got to get new chairs.
Don't you love it when every time you move, you go, ugh.
Yeah, it's great. That's easy.
Don't do that when you're young.
Don't do it when you're young. So now he says, well, this will be good because y'all, guess what? I couldn't be more excited. They got invited to Oklahoma.
Because
they're going to go to Thanksgiving.
They're going to go see Butter. They're going to go see his mom.
They got married in March. So March, April, May, June, July, August. This is September.
Yeah.
So they're going to go to Oklahoma and get married. Or Oklahoma for Thanksgiving. See her. I'm going to need Natalie to go to Arbuckle Wilderness.
You know what? You know what I wrote down? He's luring Natalie into a fight with a bear, hoping his mother will destroy her and
they'll
break them up.
That's exactly
what's happening.
1,000,000% true. 110% true.
Yes, 110%
because
true.
he's too spineless and shitty to do it.
Yep. He's, you know what? Mike is only low key though. He is low key one of the most malevolent men.
It's true.
On 90 Day. But you know what? It would never come off that way at the beginning. You have to watch his behavior.
Yes, you have to. At first, you're like, oh, he's just silly.
Or he's just lazy.
He's not.
Or he's just
very calculated.
He's very calculating.
And because this is after we saw this on the tell-all, but this is after Natalie now
work
knows,
our problems.
Natalie now knows that his mother asked Tamara to stand up at the wedding,
right,
and say who objects,
and Tamara
me,
and Tamara wouldn't because she's like, I could not do something like that.
Yeah, well, she cleaned out. She cleaned out her car anyway for Natalie, so she didn't want to.
Those 2 car seats
it's two.
And that big Egyptian planner in the back.
That Home Depot dolly that they don't know I got. Took that. Always keep that on the trunk. It
is ridiculous because I know how many things that are in her car.
There's so much in Tamara's car. So much.
Shall we move on?
Oh, wow. We should. Let's take a commercial.
Dee Dee's wig got me
a little bit. Well, you get a drink of water,
all right,
and we'll be right back, y'all.
And we're back on Golf Chat.
Well, apparently last time I was shamed because I didn't know about Tiger Woods. Tiger, prayers going up. We're thinking of you.
What episode was that? Was that
it was yesterday?
Was that was part 1 when you went? Oh, was he in an accident? The world knew.
I didn't.
Oh,
almost dropped my iPad.
But yet you know about every stupid superhero show on the CW.
I'm very excited about Loki. Very excited.
That's on Disney Plus.
So superhero show.
I said on the CW.
Oh,
I'm kind of into Loki. No, you're into the ones on the CW, which are kind of shitty.
I do enjoy Supergirl and Flash, but I'm not. I haven't watched them this season. I haven't had the time.
Andrei and Libby.
Andrei and Libby.
I thought this was going to be a snooze. I think this could be some fireworks.
I told you in the preview.
I'm here for it.
Libby being pitted against her sisters is wonderful.
That I'm here for.
Wonderful.
Because I think they're kind of a united front.
Yes.
This season.
It's wonderful. It's marvelous. You're all awful people.
And they all have an OnlyFans now, which is fine.
Someone.
Becky's got one.
Andrei.
So does Jen. Andrei's got one too.
Someone tried to post a picture in the Sissy Squad, but y'all,
I don't think he's done nudity yet.
Did it show? Y'all, you can't post pictures in our Sissy Squad.
Although
because
someone did send me an underwear pic
of him.
Yeah,
could you see it?
Outlines.
Why didn't you send this to me?
Sorry.
And why do they always send stuff to Poodle? Screw him. He's the one having sex with regular people. Yes, I have a beautiful partner, but I'm still a man.
You really never were.
So anyway, we're just going to remind y'all in the Sissy Squad, our private Facebook group that we love.
Come on, y'all join us. We have fun in there.
We do have fun in there. It's a wonderful, supportive group.
We watched My Fair Lady on Saturday together.
We don't share OnlyFans, even though we would love for you to, but work is work. And people trying to get theirs, that's their work.
It's not a place that we're to share free content.
So
I don't solicit anything. It just comes to me.
You could talk about what you saw.
Right.
You could say, I saw Andrei giving
you can do like
Libby a finger bang.
Yeah, or you can describe it to like a police sketch artist.
That's fine. You just can't post or promote.
You can't post stolen content.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Say that you like it. That's fine.
Even if you bought it and decide to post it, that's someone else's content.
Now, if Andrei posts a dick pic and you wanted to send it to Poodle, not privately, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't solicit any of that, though.
Please.
I don't.
I will not have it.
I don't solicit any of it.
You do for everyone else. Andrei's the only one where I'm like, I want to see it up close
I don't think
and personal.
Let me tell you why he won't do it. Number one, this is the biggest reason. They're already in it for money this season to have the full season of Happily Ever After. They don't want to fuck up their brand. so you're not going to see his dick. And then he'll
Not
make us
until
wait
90
for
days.
it.
90 days is done for him.
Exactly. They'll need to be in trouble. Number two, this is how I really feel about it. I think his penis. That's just my neighbor, my neighbor across the way, who has a loud, booming voice. He's perfectly nice, but it's substantial, but it's not as big as he thinks it is.
Oh, it's not. No, it's not.
We've said that before.
Nah.
It's not a Pedro.
No.
It's
not an
even
Alexi.
No, it's not even a Larry. It's not even a. I think Larry's got a nice penis.
We need to move on. Y'all, so they're set up the story that Andrei...
It's what he does with it, though.
Andrei is trying to be a realtor, and
he's
Libby
selling houses now because he's got his real estate license.
He does. Libby's taking pictures of him, and she's basically saying, we've been married for 3 years, and even though he's been a wonderful stay-at-home dad, which I'm kind of shocked
he's got a job now.
She's like, we've got to work, and Libby said, I'm proud of him, and... Andrei goes into a little bit of, y'all remember the wedding, his family wanted to know about his past, and he's like, I'm not living in my past.
The past is the past.
The past
is the past.
I'm living in my future.
And I will say that kind of realization last season of him being basically run out of the country because of police corruption, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. And
Andrei says that his family relationship has improved with them, and
except for Charlie, who hasn't spoken to, because let's be honest, Charlie was a shit at that.
Charlie is a piece of shit human being.
He is, although a huge penis, which we have seen. You've seen Charlie's penis, right?
I have not seen his penis.
Big penis. Did not expect it.
I'll take your word on that one.
Did
that one
not
I
expect
don't
it.
need to see. Don't want to see.
His wife.
I'm fine.
I think it's from his wife's OnlyFans.
Wait. His wife has OnlyFans too?
Yeah. Becky has one, who we just saw.
Yeah.
Becky's got an OnlyFans. Jen has an OnlyFans. They're such garbage. Now, I'm not saying everyone who does OnlyFans, but they're all such fame whores just to do anything.
I bet they have the worst OnlyFans. They're not good. Like, not talented at all.
The lighting is bad.
You've got to be talented to keep
me
me paying you month after month after month.
It's not quality vulva.
No. Y'all, so now look.
Mostly because of the lighting.
Andrei,
you could have sub-quality vulva, but with good lighting.
Everything.
Yeah.
Andrei really does seem like, he seems a little disillusioned in that he seems like, well, I have a realtor license now, and I want over 7-figure income.
Yeah, I think this is always his problem. It's always bigger talk than it's always writing a bigger check than he can cash. Mm-hmm. Always that with him, because culturally for him, he has to do that.
He has to do that instead of being like, there's no humbleness about him.
No,
I've got to work really hard.
He's not humble at all.
I've got to build up my brand. Like, y'all, do you think Andrei would be a good realtor? I think he'd be horrible selling a house. Maybe flipping a house, but he doesn't need to be like...
He doesn't have... You also have to kind of... Not this is saying this. You also kind of have to make a connection with the person.
He doesn't do that.
And also kind of lower yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
To make the other person feel like they're the smartest person in the room. To be a good salesman. And yeah, he could be the slick Carl salesman, but selling a house is very different, you guys.
It's very different.
You know who's a good house seller?
Mother Poodle.
Mother Poodle sold houses for years. She was always number one salesperson. Then she became, sound like I'm Russian. She was always number one salesperson. But then she became a real estate broker, and so that's when she started kind of in charge of her office. But she was always the big seller.
Now she's retired, right?
Now she's retired. Yes, but she said, "I'm just busy. Got tons of stuff to do."
I bet she hated those realtors that worked for her.
A lot of them were still her friends, but they were all, she's like, sleazeballs. She called them all sleazeballs, especially the competing office. The competing offices down the road.
Don't get Aunt Peggy started about other people. She'll do it too. She's a realtor.
She is. I can see her being a good realtor.
She's a very successful realtor.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just, she said, her broker said, Peggy, it's half the year and you've sold more than anybody in the office times 3. And she goes, oh, well, I didn't know, Johnny. I just was working. That was my Aunt Peggy.
I just put my nose to the grindstone and do what I need to do.
I just do what I need to do,
she has calculated every
She
figure.
will not retire till the day somehow she will make money after she's
I
dead.
I don't think my mother ever retired. She just, like, as she said, your father started doing all kinds of shit, and I had to help him with it. This wasn't my choice.
I had to save him. Anyway, so Chuck, Libby's dad, owns a property management business. That's their family business.
And Charlie and Jen are the kids who are most involved with. Most of the kids are involved with the business.
They're all involved with the business because that's the only reason they're nice to fucking Chuck.
Yeah, and he knows it.
There
was a meme I saw that, besides the one you told me about yesterday, that had, this is what you know that look that when you drop a dum dum on the floor and you pick it up and it showed Chuck's head with like a little bit of hair in the back.
We're gonna get to that because
they're such garbage, though. I don't have a problem with talking about it. Boy, they really showed their ass last season.
They
with
did.
Peasant food talk,
and American bullshit. So now, but first, before we get to Chuck, he's talking to Becky and Thomas.
That's Becky's husband.
And Becky's like, he almost thinks it's a given that my dad's going to give him this money because
he wants $100,000.
$100,000.
That's a lot of money to ask for a loan.
That's a lot of money to ask for a loan. And Andre's like, but he's helped other kids.
I like it. I have to say that. That's a lot of money.
Because somebody went, really?
That's a lot of money.
He's helped the other kids, and Andre's like, I need capital. Why not aim for the stars? He's helped everyone else. And that is the deal, is that Andrei feels like he has this entitlement just because he's married to Libby.
Right. I agree.
And he's like, everybody else in the family is using Chuck. Why can't I?
He basically says that.
He does, which is true.
And Becky's pissed because, like, who do you think you are? Because the kids have this, we're freezing out everybody else but us.
And they're like, we respect him.
Right. Because they've all chosen spouses who are these oily little who wait for the kids to do anything.
Yeah.
So they're all the kids have chosen spouses that are cut from the same cloth that they are. And Elizabeth really doesn't. Elizabeth, you can say what you want to about Libby, about how she's kind of shady and
her
she can be
bad.
Yeah, but she's not like the rest of those kids.
She's not.
To the degree.
She wants, I think she would love for her and Andrei to make her own money and not need her father's help at all.
Oh, God. I want that for them so badly.
Do too. I think Libby wants that.
Yeah.
I think she loves her family, but I don't think she necessarily wants to be around them.
Oh, they're so awful. So
I think she even doesn't sometimes want to be around Andrei, but then he fucks her and she comes back to one.
Exactly. Did you hear what she said? Elizabeth even said to Andrei, you need to know your position. And that's that entitlement.
And the thing is, too, she just says things wrong. But what she's trying to say is that is his entitlement, and that, Becky reminds him, like, he's got to talk with Charlie, Jen, Megan. He's got to talk with all these other people who do not like you. And Andrei's like, I'm so sick that I have to talk to everybody. And I'm like, what?
Hulk, angry.
He is. He's like, I'm not going to cause trouble. And I'm like,
I wrote,
he's not living in the real world.
Like you wrote, I wish they could get away. I said, I wish they could get off the teat, the family teat. Just go and do something. So y'all, he meets with Chuck at Glory Days.
Glory Days. I will say,
I've had a good time. Many a good time at a Glory Days.
Don't think it was the same
Glory
type.
Holes.
Yeah, exactly.
Different. Yeah.
Gives a new meaning to the word anonymous. It's just not about poetry anymore.
Well done.
You guys.
That's good.
So
that was a really smart joke. That was a joke. I've got to give you credit for that. That was really smart and well crafted.
Well, thank you. I didn't mean it.
Boy, a blind squirrel,
a blind pig finds an acorn. So here's the deal, y'all.
I don't know. That's a very country way to say acorn, but I grew up saying Acorns.
Who said Acorn? I don't know if Chuck has a medical condition. I really don't mind making fun of him for it. I don't think he does.
Looks
I think
bad.
Chuck just got a horrible haircut.
That could have been it,
Trying
too.
to be trendy. Someone sent this to me. I sent this to Poodle, saying that he looks like the Phantom of the Opera when he took his mask off. And I fucking died.
It looks bad.
It looks real bad, y'all. So anyway, they sit down, and Andrei's like, "You want a drink?" And he's like, "Yeah."
And Andre's like, I know he's going to say yes.
He will
And
say yes. I'm on
just the idea of lending, however close you were to your son-in-law, who you've had lots of problems with.
Lots of problems. Who you've probably never had a civil conversation in your life.
No, and that's why this was producer massaged.
Probably,
it was. Which, for them, I think a lot of things are, because I don't think Libby and Andrei have a lot of problems between the two of them.
I think they like, y'all, if they get along with her family wonderfully, well played.
No, I'm saying between the two of Libby and Andrei. I don't
Yeah.
think between the two of those couples.
I do think
through
she
the
fights with her father and stuff for real, and their brothers and
Me too.
sisters. And we've even had some sissies that were renters of theirs, and were completely.
That's right.
We had
the
some
pothouse were slumlords, y'all.
slumlords to
Awful.
them. Sissies.
Because you could see
Sissy
it.
Sarah, right?
No,
No, it was Sarah, wasn't it?
you're never. I don't know. I don't think it was that. I think it was Heather.
Heather? No, it was Sarah. I know her last name. I just don't. We don't say it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Whisper it to me.
I'm not gonna.
You don't know her last name?
Let's move on. No, I do. They moved to Florida.
No, that's not. No, not them.
Oh,
no,
it
not
was a
them.
different
Yeah,
Let's move on. But we did have one or two.
we
sissies,
had sissies who were podcast tenants.
and they got fucked over.
Yeah. Anyway, so these lawn chairs.
Yeah.
So Andrei starts out by saying, "I want Libby and Ellie." That's the daughter who we did say a little bit. Who's so cute.
She is very
She's
cute.
got a
now.
big old Andrei head though.
But she's cute. She's cute.
She's cute though. And he's like, I want them to have a really nice life. And Chuck's like, yeah, I want them to live well, of course. And he basically says, I don't want to work for your houses. That's when he was like, I'll take you in, and because you told me you didn't want to work for me. He's like, I don't want to work for your houses. I want a loan. And Chuck's like,
And he says, yeah, I want $100,000. And he said, that ain't happening.
that ain't happening. And I wrote down, Chuck is right.
He's right.
Because he says, you have absolutely no experience. It'd be one
He
thing
said,
if
I've never seen you be a hard worker.
Right. And now, I don't know if it's fair. That's a common criticism of Andrei about being a hard worker.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Well, how do we know?
We don't, but I'm imagining with the way that this, a lot of times people that have this type of entitlement and not any humbleness usually aren't hard workers because they think things should just come for them.
True, but I'm saying
It is a character assessment I'm making.
How much have we seen him actually have access to work?
You know what? He probably fucks like a mule.
No, but I'm saying how
he's
much
good at that.
how much access has he had to work? Because since
We
he's
don't
had
know.
his green card,
And she does say
Right.
he's a great dad, and that's work. Being a
Yeah,
stay-at-home
but
parent.
I want to move away from the hard worker argument because it's an easy joke to make against him.
Okay, I don't see it as a joke, but I understand what you're saying. Like,
Right.
where's the proof in the pudding for it?
Right.
But can you agree with basically the way Andrei acts about things and the way his perspective of life seems? Can you imagine him being a hard worker or not?
No, he just I would think this is an assumption. But
Yeah.
I think he would just blow things off. But
That's what I think too. But it's an assumption.
I don't know because that's what I say. How much has he worked?
Yeah, he might be a really hard worker and still be arrogant.
Well, maybe it's that. But I don't love the idea of people saying, well, he doesn't want to work, so he's a stay-at-home dad. And that's not
no,
at
that's
all.
what I'm saying. That's why I just said he was a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
That's hard work.
But I'm saying because he didn't want to work, so he became. It's not. We're not saying one. Then you do the
so
other.
we're gonna have to see because he's about to start working.
But Chuck basically says, and Chuck is correct. You don't have any experience.
No.
Being in real estate.
None.
You don't know what flipping houses entails.
No.
He's like, what I would ask you to do is come work with me. I will show you the ropes. and I will show you how to do this. And then we can talk about the money to go do your own thing.
And then I might give you the money. He's not.
But I will say,
But that's the way it should be done.
Just the idea of saying, come work with me.
I also think, and you know this from your family and my family too. My dad did houses and my partner does real estate. A lot of people think real estate is easy. They think it's easy money. They watch these flipping shows.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, you just flip a house.
I can decorate.
I can sell a house. My Aunt Darla's a real estate. It is very hard work.
Yeah.
To do it well, it is
It's
very hard.
with a lot of hours.
There's a lot of people that try to do it, and you'll see they're not very successful because they half-ass
and they don't want to put any work into it.
But I remember, you probably remember this too, going with your mom. I remember we'd be driving around and we'd go get dinner for like Aunt Peggy at a Sonic and bring it to her at 8 o'clock at night, and she's painting that house or scraping the floor, and that's the kind of work that they do. So it's a lot of time.
Or my mother being late picking me up after school for 35, 40 minutes, sitting there on a bench.
Because she just was sitting there being quiet because she needed the quiet away from you? Oh, you were sitting on the bench.
I was sitting on the bench waiting for my mother because she was showing a house.
Was she really, or was she crying in the car?
She was showing a house! Well, no, there was the time my mother...
Please, Lord, just let Jaybird be quiet tonight. Please, Lord, please.
One time my mother did forget to pick us up at school. And we were just going to sit in there. And my teacher would say, so is your mom coming?
My
Who'll
mother
be leaving?
did that once at G&G Music after my piano lesson.
My first piano teacher's husband would always make fun of my mother, too, in front of me. He's like, oh, mom's late today. Gets like, always working. And mom's like, I hated him. I was glad he was dead.
Let's move on. Wow.
He hated me.
So Andrei says, this is not what I expect. And so, but Chuck says, now look. And Andrei said, okay, if you won't hold it against me, I'll work for you. And Chuck said, okay, great, but I need to have a meeting with the rest of the family.
Need to have a meeting with Charlie and Jen. And
Andrei's like, no.
They're going to come for him hard because they hate him.
But Chuck says, if you want to work with me, you've got to work with all of us.
And the thing is, Chuck should tell Charlie, you need to make it good with Andrei.
Oh, but Chuck won't, and Charlie won't.
Charlie's a legendary asshole, y'all.
Oh.
Legendary.
Yeah, yes.
If you don't know him.
Yes.
From the show. If you're going to work with me, you got to work with all of us.
Yep.
I think that's it for them, right?
Let's move on to Kalani and Asuelu.
Speaking of sadness, speaking of selling houses, good move.
Boy.
Y'all, if you've ever said the phrase, I really need to sell to save my marriage, what's the best way to do that? How about I buy a house?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to work.
That's not going to work.
So my question, they're looking at houses, but of course Kalani's handling the big ask about the real estate sales guy's taking her over this house, and she's like, I thought house clean slate for us to be in our own place because they're still living with her parents, and of course Asuelu is just jumping on the bed with the cute kids, Kennedy and Oliver.
Kids are gorgeous.
Like high up in the pantheon
of 90-day kids.
Yeah,
they're
I
gorgeous.
think Eleanor's up there now. I think she's
all
graduated.
Yeah.
And then along with Daniel,
Paul and Karini still have the most beautiful.
I know that child. Pierre is gorgeous.
So what's their new one's name?
I don't know.
Didn't they have their baby?
They did have their baby.
They did have a second baby, right? Yeah,
I think so.
Who cares?
Anyway, so they are. My question to you is, I should say this: with what money are they going to have a down payment?
I don't. Okay. So he's working. He's working.
He's working rideshare now.
Uber or Lyft. I think that's one of the best possible jobs for him.
I agree because there's not a lot of
on your feet thinking.
You need to know how to drive. Language isn't really a problem.
Yeah, you can follow the app. Because Asuelu's...
And he's charming in his own way.
And he's good. He's funny. He's good at taking direction.
Yeah.
He's just not good at being his own boss.
No.
And that's kind of the best of that. You can be your own boss by making your own times and all that.
She's
for
a
him,
stay-at-home mom.
unless something's changed, she is a stay-at-home mom. And
money?
I don't.
It can't be the Matt Sharp teat that's buying this house.
I mean,
because
homes in Utah could be pretty inexpensive, but not the home they're looking at.
This was $300-something thousand. I mean, maybe you could get a loan. Maybe you could get like $100,000 loan.
I don't know what her dad does.
I don't know.
Or her mom.
I want to talk to you, boy. I want to talk to you, boy.
So maybe the parents are going to loan them something.
You some money. You need to get out my house. I don't want to see you no more.
And she's so they're sitting there, and for some reason Asuelu mentions that's when I saw you there and your big pom poms. And they're talking about when they meet.
He's a boob man.
He's a boob man.
I forget that Asuelu is 25 years old.
Because he seems like he's 14.
But you just think, oh, he's a kid. Like, he should know better.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old.
And a lot of people have said that it's due to the language thing. And I'm sure that's a problem. But even his responses to arguments and things like that.
It's just sad because my brother and sister-in-law, they got pregnant they were young, and like two sparrows in a hurricane. They were young and not married.
Trying to find their way.
But thank God they were both responsible people. I just kind of feel for Kalani because you're like, boy, girl, you just had sex with the wrong guy.
It was a bang trip.
It was a bang. I know it was
she
a bang
went on
trip.
a bang trip
And then
to fucking Samoa.
She got pregnant, and I'm like, ugh.
And then they got married because she was kind of having doubts in their marriage, but she got pregnant again. And she even says, so I guess I thought I'd just ride this out. And it's hard for me to tell someone who wanted to make a marriage work. So your kids could be with two parents. And I can't tell a mom to
it's something
not
we don't
do
know.
That. It's something, because
I will say, as a child of divorced parents whose parents did ride it out,
would you have rather have wanted them not to?
Because my parents told me, well, I only stayed with your mother or your father those years. We didn't want to. We did
tell your kids that.
Well, they don't even say it they think it is shameful. They say, well, we did it for you kids.
But that puts so much on your kids.
Thing. And so my brother and I felt like shit.
I bet.
I wish.
You were the reason they didn't get divorced early.
The only reason I'm grateful, and I'm sure this is what they think too, the thought of being raised by someone else besides my mother or father, especially being a gay kid in Oklahoma, terrifies me. My mother could have married some very evangelical Baptist guy, and my mother's she will take on the opinions of who she's married with, and I could be dead in the street from drug use, from feeling like shit about myself. I'm very lucky to have the parents that I have.
I agree. I don't think you would do drugs. You're too much. No, you're too.
Well, that's because my father.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, my father beat that into us.
Got it.
So I think that is the only thing.
Some would offer you drugs. You're like, no.
So in a way, I am grateful my parents stayed together because I don't want to have to grow up. They both married such not great people in their lives that I would not be one of those people for step parents.
Right.
But I wish they wouldn't have told me that.
They shouldn't have.
I wish they would. I wish they never would have said that they stayed together just for us.
Ugh. So, you would have rather them gotten divorced. That's what you would have wished for. You can
probably
say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary to think about being raised by somebody else.
Yeah,
but I'm also looking at that negatively. Some people have step parents that are incredible. So,
I think this is right for Kalani.
But yeah, I think
it's wrong for me to say, Kalani, you should do you, because he does seem like the children love him.
They do love him because he's a big kid.
Also, she knows that if she divorced him,
he would be the fun parent.
Yeah, but also it would wreck him.
I think she doesn't know how he would. I think, kind of what I was just saying, I think she knows it would wreck him, and also she is terrified of who he will end up with and who the mother will be to raise her children.
That's a better point.
And I'm telling you, that's why my parents
That's a better point.
They didn't split up because
Right.
You think my mother would let somebody else be a stepmother to me?
No. That's what's so interesting about. So this is not an easy question.
And you know what? I probably would too if I was with somebody.
Really?
I probably, the thought of
Would stay?
having another person raise my kids, I don't think I could do it.
Ooh.
But I would do.
Look at the colors you're showing.
I would though. That's why I'm not a parent, because I know once I'm a parent, everything else I will be one of those parents where it just, I sacrifice too much, and I don't want to do that anymore. I had too many needy friends. They took it out of me. Not you. I was looking at you when I said that. I didn't mean it like that. I actually didn't mean
Jesus.
Poodle. I didn't mean Poodle's my one friend who says strong bitch on her own.
I know. You don't have to sacrifice anything for me.
No, I had too many user friends. They sucked the fatherhood dreams out of me.
You attracted it for a while.
I'm out of it now.
Yeah.
I don't want to raise nothing but maybe a good dump in the morning after I have a good night's meal.
Wow. Wow. Classless. So that's why the argument, because we hear all the time, why doesn't Kalani just leave Asuelu? I think the matter is very, very layered and complicated.
And I think that is for everyone. So, sometimes things are black and white when you're married to somebody like Mark and Nikki or something like that. That's the problem, is that Asuelu and Kalani aren't, at least from what we've seen, they're not abusive to each other.
He talks pretty shitty to her, but she can go right back at him.
She can go right back. But they do have this weird of they love each other, and
this is the thing.
I don't think they're going to end up together. No way.
I totally agree with you.
Those kids are going to get old enough to know what's going on.
I think once the kids are old enough, they'll separate.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. But I'm saying that a lot of people, and I want to, my reaction is always like, Kalani, let me take you away. Like I said, my idea for the show is Kalani and Kalini go on the road and find a man get divorced from Asuelu and find Kalani a man.
See, and that is the saving grace, is that I think if Kalani listens to her sister, Kalini will not. Again, I think you're right. I don't think Kalani's worried about her. She knows she would be fine on her own. She has her parents. She has her sister. She knows Asuelu has nothing, and this would devastate him.
Yeah, I agree.
It's basically she has 3 children.
I agree. Yeah.
And how does a mother let go of her 3rd child?
That's true. Used it to Mike. Oh,
I did. Rings aren't important.
And they're talking about, remember when he just left the tell-all?
Yeah.
In that thing, he'll say things like "fucking bitch."
Yeah,
like this.
He's got a lot of
really the anger, and just like I don't think he respects her because of it's almost like his culture.
Yeah, at least from our
it's very
eyes.
very patriarchal.
Yep. But you know what? Let's buy a house. It's only $360,000, y'all.
So they are. Their next day, they're having breakfast with her mom, Lisa.
Yeah.
And she's like, Asuelu's been distant ever since we decided we could not afford that house that we saw. And Kalini, y'all, is just giving up her lease, and she's coming home to stay with them for a while.
OnlyFans royalty.
Speaking of, I wonder what she shows on OnlyFans.
She's killing it, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Look
at her.
Kalini, I think we all kind of want to bang her.
I do.
Sissies.
She wouldn't give me the time of day.
Straight women, gay men, some straight men.
A lot of straight men.
Yeah, a lot of straight men. I mean, but we have a lot of female sissies who are like,
ridiculous.
I am so attracted to her.
Me too.
She's beautiful.
And I don't swing that way.
You don't.
I just want to talk about something. The iPad that they're calling her on has such a ridiculous kind of OtterBox on it because children destroy things.
Y'all, if you know the type of case this is, could you send me the link so I can order it for Jake? because this is exactly the type of computer case
I need it too.
and iPad case that he needs.
But I just started laughing because it was so extreme.
Can you imagine
and so chunky.
us
But that's
doing
what you have
live
to
shows?
do for children.
And you pull out your iPad that's like a Hello Kitty case.
And I'm like,
You need it for your phone, your computer, and for your new phone if you ever get that worked out.
the new phone's coming.
Wait, you sent
I've
back
got
the-
it. No, I've got it.
You sent back the old phone, and now they're
No,
sending
that's
you
the
another
old
one.
phone.
But they're sending you the
No,
new.
I've got the new phone. I just need to set it up. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm doing a lot right now.
Maybe I'll
You
do it
bitch.
for you this weekend.
So you
want me to sit down
stop
and do
doing
it for
things
you?
in my life.
I just want to help.
Yo, remember when someone said, "Yeah, a lot of people needed me for things." I'm like, "Leave me alone."
Just going to take 4 months to happen.
I'm the
if-
opposite of
if
needy.
Poodle was still in charge of the Louisiana Purchase, we'd be speaking French right now.
And we'd be better off.
I don't know about that. Napoleon wasn't nice.
I mean, speaking French.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful language.
I mean, that's basically she's going to come visit.
And Asuelu's not going to get
He's
along.
not going to get along. And that's kind of where we are.
That's the show.
That's the show,
That's the
everybody.
show, y'all.
Hey, you can go to realitygazepodcast.com
What is this?
find out all of our other shows. Poodle's back on Cameo, so am I. So come at us
Yeah.
on Cameo.
Mama's got a new computer coming.
If you're in the Facebook group, our group this month is
Asian Americans Advancing Justice, otherwise known as AAJC.org.
Yes.
They're behind the hashtag Stop Asian Hate, and they're working on the ground in communities to trying to stop violence and hatred towards Asian Americans.
I think that we could use some more donations if you're in the Sissy Squad.
Yeah.
I think we're up to like $900, but we wanted to have a goal of $2,000. The month's almost in.
We'll
so-
push it hard.
Y'all, even if people give $1, even if you give $1,
If everyone gave $1 in the Sissy Squad,
we'd raise $8,000.
Yeah,
if
just
you
like
don't
that.
have $1, we understand that too.
Right.
So do what you can, or if you aren't in the Facebook group, if you buy merch, the proceeds of that will go towards. Or if you just go to the charity's website directly, you just go donate to them.
Yeah.
That's great too.
AAJC.org.
Leave five-star review. We appreciate that on Apple Podcasts, everybody. I think that's it, y'all.
That's it.
You know, we call these people lonely hearts.
Yes.
Because aren't we all just lonely hearts just
Looking for an acorn.
and churning and
Burning
yearning
and
for that love,
churning.
Poodle. Yearning and churning for that love.
I can't do anything. I was going to say something. I'm so horrified to trivialize his father's death. But I can't stop saying, life was never the same when he didn't come home from that butter factory.
Burning and churning and yearning
Just
for
a
that
turning.
butter.
Parquet.
Call us. Bye, y'all.
Bye.